All right, we got Margrave doing some damage. He's actually been turned into a Motiga. That's going to slow him down a lot, taking up 3 targets. They're going to get the kill assist. Switching over to Voden. Actually, we don't want Voden. We want HK. There we go. HK doing some damage. Doing some damage in by far. Trying to bring down the enemy's Fen. Doing some good damage. Gets off the slow. He's going to get pulled in by the Wu. Great play there, and Wu will pick up the kill. Now they're going to get healed up by the Vidasi. Wu going to start taking forward. Looking for a target. Gets near the enemy rolling, but he's going to need to back up as Vidasi is only focusing her healing onto the... HK.
Let's go.
Oh, this is gonna be rough.
Yeah, so we basically have like 5 screens in front of us that we have a control to switch between for each of the monitors. So we're gonna have to concentrate on that and cast at the same time. It's gonna be tough, but we're also gonna get more used to it as time goes on. So bear with us. By the 3rd or 4th game, we should have it mastered. I say that, but I don't know if we'll be able to back it up. Hopefully we will.
Hopefully so. So Griffin's side, Guardian is pushing forward. The Naga team, they're going to need to start grouping up. They are all on their healer and trying to get their health bars back up, as it doesn't look like there are any members from the side of the Griffin. They seem to all have been wiped. Now they're coming up. They're going to start spawning in by the C point.
Yeah, and we're seeing that the... Oh, hey.
What are we doing?
Oh, I thought he said alright to us. Anyway, we're seeing the green team over here on the left side of the... I don't know the team names for these guys quite yet, but they still enough power to get the shield, and that's basically going to allow the team to negate a lot of the damage that the Guardian does. Sven is looking like he wants to go in for a little bit of an engagement over here. He's trying to hit someone behind the cactuses, throwing potions over the side. There goes some huge damage onto him, and meanwhile, they're trying to turn onto the actual Voden, but it looks like Gnosis is going to be charging in to try to get it. Switch to Gnosis' point of view. He's going to be going down, and we're actually going to see Margrave bounce off the wall. He's going to jump back, and we might see a full team wipe here. However, no one actually went for the wound.
Yeah, they weren't able to push him and go for the wound. The entire Griffin team did just get team wiped.
Yeah, no, it's something that we have to get used to, obviously. We should be good. We should be...
Crappy. Okay, wait. Hang on. Okay, go to C. Alright.
Gotta pick a side.
Go for C.
C. Alright. Tanks up front. Everyone in. Let's go.
All right, we've got HK perched up high, doing some damage. Margrave about to go in and back him up. They've locked up almost all of their targets. The enemy HK now being focused down, goes into the fortify. Griffin side HK doing some damage. That's going to be a nice mortar. Can Wu follow up on the play? He's going to start moving forward. He does go in and picks up the kill. Nice play there. Now onto the Sven. Doing a lot of damage. Maybe they can finally lock him down. He is going to get the healing off, but I think they've got him. Down comes the kick, and that's another kill pickup going over to the Wu. Vidasi did go down in the middle of that fight, and they lost their HK, but Wu doing what he does and being the masterful Kung Fu Frog, actually in a lot of trouble. He took a few shots from the dot. He's going to stand right on the poison from the Naga, and he will go down. Voden, the only remaining member up for the side of the Griffin.
So checking out some of the team compositions we have right now, we see on the Naga side, we've got HK, Trip, Roland, Gnosis, and Sven. So that's going to be a team comp with quite a lot of team fight. They don't really have too much support. Sven's got a decent amount of heal and some utility, but it's definitely not to the magnitude that Vidasi has. Although Sven does do a little bit more damage, and you can never underestimate how powerful throwing potions over rocks and other obstacles can be. So that's going to be something that works really well for them. And meanwhile, we do look like we're going to have some sort of team fight over here. Sven gets taken down really low right off the bat. Wu is directly on him. He does not put down the heal. Gnosis and him actually managed to get out of there alive, and they're just barely going to get taken down. No, one more auto attack. Margrave finally gets it.
Yep, kill pickup by the HK. Great play there. They did lose their Vidasi. Oh, wait, no. They lost their Margrave, so Margrave tanked through pretty much everything for his team. And the Griffin team with a pretty good defense. The wound will not go down. Nobody from the Naga side is going to be able to come in and close the gap. And there's still a lot of members up. They're being zoned out by the Griffin side, so good play by them to slow down the enemy target. Somebody did sneak into the back, but that's going to be recovery for Griffin. Maybe they can turn things around and finally take a wound.
So we also see Gnosis in a landlocked battle against Vidasi, and that's something that it's really hard to 1v1 Vidasi, because Vidasi, she's got a ton of survivability. She can heal herself, cleanse herself, and her focus, which is the ability you get after you build up more power for the focus. So you're basically building up focus as you land auto attacks, as you land other abilities. Once that's full, you get your focus, and Vidasi's actually makes her invulnerable for a few seconds. So that's something that makes her really hard to burst down, makes her really escapable, and makes it so that it's really hard to 1v1 her as well.
A lot of members here by the C point, but this is going to be huge. The Naga side looking to put down a large creature if they can keep this thing alive. In comes the Griffin. In comes the Griffin team. Vidasi backing up the HK. HK doing a lot of damage. There is HK. He's going to start to do some solid damage. Margrave in the middle of the fight, starting to take someone out, looking to get on top of the trip. He's fighting the enemy Margrave, so it's pretty much just a tank fight. He will go down. Amazing play there by the Naga side. Now switching over to HK. He's going to mortar somebody behind him. Actually, Trip comes in, picks up the kill. Everybody falling for the side of the Griffin. Vidasi is the only one alive. She's going to go down. Voden, the one remaining member, still alive, and they're under so much pressure here. Map control going over to the Naga side. They've still got the wound. They have the push almost up, and they're up one entire wound. We could be going into clash with Naga in clear advantage.
All right. Pyro was talking to me for a second, so I need to be caught up a little bit. But let's check out what's going on. Roland looks like he's going to be trying to take out this creature over here along with the rest of their team. But there goes the team fight. Really nice bolos. Keeps Wu locked up just a little bit, but Sven is still going to go down to him. And Wu keeps on his reign of terror. Roland just barely gets out of there. And if we look at Gnosis, he is also just barely escaped. Trip is the only one who is at nearly enough health to do anything at the moment, but she's getting bursted down extremely low as well. She's going to have to use the rest of her mobility to get away from the fight. Wu is still chasing. Wu has so much mobility. There goes the electric slide, and she might be able to get away from this.
Oh, no, there comes the down kick. A little bit more damage. He doesn't get the combo off. Now back to the rest of the team fight. We've got HK versus HK. Both are kind of perched up and laying in some damage with the HK for the Naga Griffin side. No, he's going to get healed up by the Vidasi. The rest of their team is grouping up again, and Margrave is on top of the enemy HK. They're going to need to get everybody in here to do some damage as Naga has another push. Guardian already starting to attack about halfway down the map. If Naga can go in and get this wound, they will be going into the clash with a huge advantage, and it'll be really rough for the Griffin side to turn things around.
Yeah, so something that a lot of people need clarification on is basically when the clash happens. So if you look at the very top of the screen for either team, you can see a bunch of squares, and once those squares get to the crossed swords, that's basically when the clash starts. And every push is 1 square. Each time a wound is taken, that is 2 squares. And if the second wound is taken like it just was, then it's going to instantly complete the bar to clash no matter where it is. So that wound that they just took basically put them into clash. Or did they actually take it? Is there any little bit of health bar left?
No, it was an instant wound. So instant wound,
right.
We're going into the clash. Naga side up 3 health bars to 1. On the side of the Griffin, and Griffin's gonna need some serious defense. They have the potential though. They've had a really good plays out of the Margrave. They've got HK and they have Voden, so that's a lot of good AoE and continuous burst damage if Margrave can lock down his targets.
And if you look at the map control for the Naga side, they have 4 upgraded creatures to the Griffin sides too. That's going to give them a lot of natural power regeneration coming in to the clash, and during clash you cannot respawn creatures, so any creatures that you have right now, you're basically locked with that unless they die, which is even worse. So at this point, 4-3, the passive regen, or the passive power generation for Naga side is going to be much greater, so they don't really need to do too much in order to close out the game. It's really going to be up to the Griffin side to make the plays and to try to force engagements, and that's all they really need to do in order to get back into the game.
Yeah, the rough thing is all of those are upgraded creatures, and the one on C, that's technically supposed to be a Griffin side spot. If you can push into your enemy territory and hold those positions, you get a lot of passive power regeneration and a huge amount of map control. But we do see a huge fight starting to break up. Vidasi actually going forward, trying to keep the Margrave alive. He's going to go down. HK still perched up high. Does pick up 1 kill. Maybe he can get a second one. Wu looking to come in and flank. He's on top of the Uncle Sven, doing some solid damage. He's going to have to start gap closing in or at least make the pull. But Griffin does not want to walk into that choke point. They're going to try and play it slow, but that's right into the hands of the Naga.
And we also see the Naga team's Roland. He went to go in back cap, so he took out an upgraded creature. They cannot spawn anything on that, and now the creature score is 4-1. That is a huge advantage, and now Roland is going to try to go for a couple of kills over here. HK is so low, and he just manages to take him out. Meanwhile, it looks like Voden's getting a little bit aggressive, trying to see what he can do against him, but a nice grapple out of there by Roland, and he's going to be able to escape. Really great plays right there, and Sven is going to keep him healed up as well. So far, Naga side have had really good team fights, and we already see they've gotten the next push. They might be able to take the wound out here, but an amazing ultimate by Margrave is going to knock them all up.
Yep, he's in the middle, tanking up a lot of targets, but here's that Yeti for the side of the Naga. They did manage to get that huge creature down, and it's doing a lot of damage. Naga goes forward, the Griffin is vulnerable. Margrave is going to start to back up. They've got Vote in there, doing what he can to heal and slow down the enemy Trip. Trip is going to take a lot of damage there from Margrave, uses the focus, does knock him up, but they're getting in a lot of damage from afar. Are they going to be able to make it a little bit more damage from the Naga side? And they will pick it up.
All right, a great victory over on the side of the Naga team right there.